Hi everyone, and welcome to a new short video in the section Crisscross Inspiration on my platform Cristina Muntian TV. Today I would like to discuss with you a very interesting emotion, which is shame. Now, shame is quite a tricky emotion because usually it comes in hidden behind something else. So, for example, very often we talk about fear of failure, right? No one likes to fail or be confronted with potential failure. But what is it actually behind the fear of failure? It's actually fear of being ashamed of being questioned on our value. So behind the fear of failure is actually very often shame. What we are afraid of, what we try to avoid, is shame. Now, shame is an emotion that comes with a message about our personal value. And here's what I encourage you to do. Try to realize that, for example, I learned to ski on my own, and I'm a very bad skier. I'm not a good swimmer, and I can't drive properly. I can, but I'm not really good at it. When I put myself in this situation, I feel really bad about myself. I feel really embarrassed. But is the fact that I'm falling when I'm skiing saying something about my value as a human being or as a professional? Not really. Of course, it will be painful on a ski slope, but it doesn't say really much about my value as a human being. So, what I try to encourage you to do here is to realize that yes, you may have, partial or task-driven failures, but they really do not say much or everything about who you are. You are so much more than your partial limitation or failure. So I want to, whenever you're feeling shame, I want to encourage you to go back to yourself and ask yourself, what is actually my real value? What have I achieved throughout my life? What have I, what meaning does my life have for other people? What value am I creating? How valuable am I as a human being? And what successes do I have, and have I left behind in my life? And by understanding, by remembering, how many things you have overcame in your life, how much hardship, how many good things you have already done, you will find a way to actually, remember that you are so much more. And by doing this, by gently shifting your focus, you can see shame for what it is. It is an emotion like any other. It brings you a message, but it should not become a burden or something to pull you down and not to allow you to take steps in the direction where you want to go when you were to take your life. And there's one more thing that I want to say before we round up this video. Try to be very careful for what kind of value you go when you go to the out to people outside, because very often we are tempted to go outside for outer validation, which means I try to kind of present myself, so people will say, oh, good girl, so I feel validated and I feel good about myself. Is it really what this is about? If I will feel good about myself and I will feel worthy only when someone from the outside validates me, I'm basically dependent on people's opinion of me, and this will put me in a place of pain and at risk of shame. So what I encourage you to do is actually to really develop a sense of self-worth, which is neutral in rapport with others. However, this doesn't mean that you shouldn't go out to people to collect their feedback with regards to how you're being perceived or how you're, coming across, because these are very valuable pieces of insight that can really be developmental for you and for your empathy, for your, style of working and communicating with people. However, people's opinion should not define your value. So be very careful for what kind of input. Do you go outside? Do you go for validation, or do you go out with curiosity for pieces of developmental feedback that can really help you to be more of who you are? This is how you can really tackle your potential shame, tackle this emotion, really see it for what it is, and learn to manage it so it doesn't prevent the full expression of who you are in the world, because that would be a shame. So, see you next Monday. Till then, you take good care of yourselves and let's be in touch. If you have any comments, you can put them under the video on YouTube or on social media. Take care. Bye bye.